What's up guys? Today's lesson is going to be Starving by Hailee Steinfeld. You guys voted for this tutorial by a huge majority, so congratulations. If you voted for the losing tutorial, which is Let Me Love You by Justin Bieber, don't worry, there will still be a tutorial for it, just obviously not today, but there will be one in the very near future. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is tackle that picking pattern, so let's go ahead and jump into a close-up. So once you get some good practice in, this pattern is extremely easy to play. So what we're going to be doing is breaking this into a few small sections so it's easy for you guys to follow. So we're going to start off with an E major here, and you don't have to actually make an E major. You can just press down on the strings as needed, but this is my preference. So we're going to need our thumb and index finger here. So we're going to be plucking the low E and G string, so it's going to sound like this. So real slow we have. So that's our first part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove our index finger and we're going to move our middle finger up one string right here on the low E, and then move your ring finger down one string onto the G, and we're going to be plucking both the low E and G strings again, just like that. And you want to be careful that you're not accidentally playing other strings. This one, it can be tricky, so you have to be careful. You don't want it to sound like this. So what I like to do is use the side of my palm to actually mute some of the strings over on the side, so I get this effect instead of this, because you don't want that. And you want to also make sure you're adding a slap in between so it sounds like this. So all I'm doing is just, again, with the side of my palm, just slapping down on the strings to mute them. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and slide on down to the 4th fret with our index finger on the A string. And this part's gonna be fairly easy because that's the only finger that you need here. Now there's two different ways you can do this. I'll show you an alternate way. So the first way we're gonna do this is, again, thumb and index finger. And we're going to be plucking the A and high E strings. So it's gonna sound like this. Now what you could do as another option is put your middle finger on the 5th fret on the B string, and it'll sound like this. So it's basically the same thing, if you hear it, or. And the reason why you can do this is because when I'm pressing down on the B string with my middle finger, it matches this note and becomes the same note. So you have, from there, keeping my finger on the A string, I'm going to slide down to the 2nd fret, and then I'm going to add on my pinky finger to the 4th fret, B string, and we're only going to be picking the A and B strings. So all together, I'm going to play it really slow. This is the first part of what we have, and then we'll move on. So we broke that picking pattern into 4 pieces. Now, this whole thing repeats again in another 4 pieces. So the first 3 out of the 4 parts will remain the same, and the last part will be different. Now what's different here, we're still gonna slide down to the 2nd fret, but we're no longer going to need this finger on the 4th fret. So you can just kind of have these like chill here, and all you need to do is just bar with your index finger, and you wanna be barring the A and high E strings. So you just want to lay into it a little bit with the side of your finger and then just pick the strings. So that whole line in completion will sound like this. Now the last part that we're going to go over is for the pre-chorus. I was so much younger yesterday. So the only differences that we have here are starting with that E major that we have. We're going to still pluck this low E string, so we're still going to have, but we're going to be plucking up from the B and G strings. So it's going to sound like this. Then we're going to be making an A major shape, and we're going to be plucking the A and B strings at the same time. So together that's. Then we go all the way out here again on the 4th fret, just like before, and slide down to the 2nd fret just like that, and we're going to be doing 2nd fret A string, 4th fret on the B string, and it's going to sound like this. So all together we have, I was so much younger yesterday. You know just what to say. Things that scare me, I should just walk away. But I can't move my feet. The more that I know you, the more I want to. Something inside me's changed. I was so much younger yesterday. I didn't know that I was starving till I... Awesome, so I hope you guys enjoyed that picking pattern. So before we get into chords and strumming and the rest of the song, this is usually the part of the video where I'm like, bam, I got a principal lesson for you guys, which I totally do. However, instead of my patrons only having access to this, I am giving this away to everybody watching this video, and it's basically a huge thank you for an amazing year. We hit over 250,000 subscribers, which that's crazy because that's 250,000 people. So thank you so much for the support, subscribing, liking my videos, sharing, commenting. That's all support and I love it so much, and you guys are the nicest community. So basically what you are getting is the lyrics to the song with the chords above the lyrics exactly where they're played, the strumming pattern, and then there's also the tab for the riff, so you have that as well. This is such an awesome resource if you're a beginner, and even if you're not a beginner, it's just convenient to have right in front of you. You can download it and print it off just like this, or you can even download it to your phone or your tablet and just scroll through and take it with you on the go. So to grab your copy of the principal lesson, all you have to do is go to my Patreon page. I will have it linked down below in the description box, or I'll have it up here linked on a card that you can click. And basically you just want to go to the post that says Starving Hailee Steinfeld Principal Lesson, click read more. Make sure you click the read more so it'll open up the post for you. Then scroll down and you'll actually see a blue link, and it will have the name of the principal lesson, and you download it as a PDF file. You can print it out just like this, and I keep them in nice little protective sleeves so they stay nice. And it's awesome because you can take it with you anywhere you want to practice. If you want to bring it into one of your guitar lessons, you have this already there in front of you, and it's amazing. Let me know down below in the comments if you downloaded this and if you're using it, and I would love to know because these are so much fun to put together, and I know my patrons love them, so I hope you guys love this as well. And I would just love to know what you think. So for chords, starting off, we're going to have an E major, an F sharp minor, a C sharp minor, and a B major. So for strumming, I decided to keep things pretty mild and moderate and go with a pattern that I think most everybody is capable of doing. So it's down, 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 up. It's really easy, but it fits really well with the song. Just give it a chance, give it a chance. If you don't like my pattern, that's totally cool. You can come up with your own pattern, be creative with it, have fun. I actually encourage you guys to experiment and do your own thing. This is really just an example to help you keep with the timing of the song. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Don't need no butterflies when you give me the whole damn tune. By the way, you do things to my body. I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you. Till I tasted you. And it just keeps repeating throughout the entire song. So the same 4 chords over and over again, and then when you go back to the verse, you're just gonna go and play the whole picking part again, and then every time you hit the chorus, you go into strumming. Alright guys, so that's how you play Starving by Hailee Steinfeld. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up because it does help out the video, and if you're new to my channel, you should totally subscribe if you want to see more awesome guitar tutorials like this, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell because that way it ensures that you don't miss a lesson. Because believe it or not, I actually get a lot of comments from you guys that are already subscribed to my channel requesting lessons that I've already made. and I'm just wondering if they didn't show up in your subscription box or if you didn't get a notification. So I want to make sure that if I put out a tutorial that you've been obsessed with learning, that you get it. And if you're already subscribed, make sure that notification bell is turned on. But that's it for today's video. If you have any song requests, definitely leave those down below in the comments because I totally read them and I get so many ideas and inspiration. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I shall see you in the next tutorial.